Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT. Oh, I'm hitting the mic there.
I know. I'll shake your hand this week. This week.
Yeah, you know what? I've got over it, man.
Yeah? How's your back?
Cold, man.
Back all right?
Back's getting there, man. You know what I mean? It's getting there, you know what I mean?
Anything you want to moan about today, like medically?
No.
Okay.
Do I come in and moan medically?
Yes.
I'm hardly, you know what? The other day when I was off sick, the guys are saying to me, they're going, yeah, that's the first time they've known me, like, in years to be off. I had to take a couple of days off, and I was glad I did it because it was the international break.
Yeah.
I was able to relax and stuff like that, and it was good. But I was back in action at the weekend.
I like the way you say
Went
that.
to the women's game.
Oh, yeah.
Which you weren't there.
I know.
Should have come to that, man. It was good.
Where was I on? What day was it? Sunday. I was at church.
You need to go to church, trust me. You need to go to. I remember I met a pastor one time, and he goes, you need to bring a few of those guys to church. And you need to go.
Yeah.
You need to go.
I see it. I see Ty undercover. But I also heard as well that the route into whatever they call their stadium now is a little bit more organised and a bit.
Oh boy, I think a lot. Of
but it's going to be a bit different when we turn up there.
that was not what you say. A dry run or whatever for what it will be like when we go there.
Dry run, my word.
No, you know what? Number one, right? It's really hard to park there now. Where I used to park, all of that they've changed, and it's like all permit now. So you got to park miles away. So you walk in, it's going to be longer, right? And they sort of lock off a bit of the road. I think it'd be worse, right? Going there, because what they do as well is they lock off a lot of the high road now as well.
Okay.
So it's just like loads of people walking down the road. I was like, bloody hell! I was going, if this was a proper North London derby. When I say proper, I mean like the men's North London derby.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been like this. But it was a nice, you know what? It was really a bit strange, but it was like a friendly, you know, obviously, you know, great attendance, 38,000.
Yeah, that's wicked attendance.
3,500 Arsenal fans. It was like a proper away game, you know, away support.
Yeah.
But a really friendly atmosphere. Lots of families there, lots of women. You know, rivalry but friendly. Maybe that's how it should be. I don't know, man.
Nah.
You know what? I like the men's one, but if you took away some of the idiots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The idiots who come and want to come on in and but if you took that away,
I don't even mind that side of things. Is the ones that overstep the mark and literally get physical and and when women and children are involved and all that kind of stuff. It's not nice.
You get idiots.
It happens. Look, listen, that's been running from generations.
Yeah,
that rivalry, and it's
and the rivalry is about to get even hotter now because that's what we're going to talk about today. Jose Mourinho going to Tottenham as their new manager, and you know what? When the news broke that Pochettino lost his job, right? That was a big shock, right? For them to get Mourinho, another shock. I mean,
that was planned.
Obviously, it was planned. You know what? My brother, he told me, he said to me, like, he goes, about a week ago, he goes, you know what? He goes, Pochettino could be gone by next week. And he goes, and they're going to bring Mourinho in. So how do you know? He's got a couple of links, as you know, right? And he said, trust me. He goes, that's what he's hearing, right? And he also said to me that they're moving, the reason they might move is because they don't want Arsenal to get Mourinho. Right, whether Arsenal were looking to get him or not, it don't look like, because Arsenal already said they've given a vote of confidence to Unai Emery. But what I really want to find out from you today, and like ask people in general, anybody listening this podcast, watching this podcast, is: have we missed the trick?
No.
Or have we dodged the bullet? Because
I'm sorry, but
there's no doubt about it, right?
No.
There's no doubt about it, right? Let me not say there's no doubt about it. Let me ask you, does this make Tottenham a different proposition now that they've got Jose Mourinho? Remember his record. Everywhere he's gone, he's won trophies.
Yeah.
He is, whatever you think about him, he's one of those elite managers, right? So he'll be able to attract players. He's going into a team that's, brand new stadium. Brilliant training ground. I've been to that training ground. I went there when my son played there. It's unbelievable, I have to admit. Right? So that's all in place. All right, maybe he ain't going to have the usual loads of money that he normally has to spend. But you never know. Maybe they might make a budget available to him as well.
No chance.
And he has got some good players there at the moment. I mean, are you worried now?
No.
Now that Mourinho's... No, be real with
I'm
this.
being real. No. I'm not worried. I genuinely ain't. This is not Jose Mourinho, Chelsea, Inter Milan era, Porto era. Football evolves.
But he wins trophies. Even when he went to Man United, he won the Europa League. He won the... Did he win the League Cup as well?
League Cup.
Yeah. Right? What have they won? They ain't won nothing for ages,
what
right?
I'm trying to say
he might come in and win them something.
What I'm saying to you, yeah, with Manchester United, with the amount of money he spent, he should be winning the Europa League and the League Cup. All right? As far as I'm concerned, Mourinho is past his sell-by date. Look.
You're hoping that?
No, I'm not hoping it. I genuinely believe it. It might come back to bite me in the arse. This video might pop up in however many years' time.
Everything always pops up
you
in
know
a
what
few
I mean?
years'
But
time.
it is what it is. I'm giving my opinion. My opinion is that I feel Jose Mourinho is finished. I spoke to some Chelsea fans yesterday, season ticket holders, know Jose Mourinho better than anyone. And they said to me, watching the interview, they think he's lost his edge. The interview looks very standard, straightforward, what you expect him to say.
Yeah, but then but then I don't know, man.
But there's just a contrast. There's a contrast in Mourinho from 10 years or so ago to now, and I just feel I look at you're only as good as your last game, should we say, and whatnot. Now let's look at his record at Manchester United. He had near enough unlimited funds. He could have gone and got out what he wanted. He bought in the likes of Lukaku. That was him that gone and got those players. Fell out with him. Fell out with Pogba. There was the Luke Shaw spat where he's basically calling him fat. And
he is. That's me saying that. Like I can say
you're going to have a lawsuit from Luke Shaw. But
no, he at the time he was.
No,
he was
I understand.
Even he said himself.
But what I'm saying is, you look at the antics. There was the whole. I remember there was that incident over. I think it was Rashford, where everyone was saying Rashford needs to play. Rashford needs to play, and there was a game following that where he played Rashford and Rashford missed, and the camera panned onto Mourinho, and he turned around looking at the crowd like, as if to say, like, see?
Told you, yeah.
You told me to play him and he still, you know what I mean? And he was getting, it was poisonous. And, we both know Flex and Goldbridge and all them lot well enough. And you only have to go and look at their fan cams. Look at the way that the fans were speaking about Jose Mourinho. It was poisonous, toxic.
Towards the end.
Horrible.
Towards the end. We all know how it ends with Mourinho.
Yeah, we know how it ends. But what I'm saying...
Look at them at the start.
No, but
when they won the Europa League.
Even then, there were still fans that were saying they weren't happy. They weren't happy with the brand of football. They were going, okay, he's won us this and we've played this brand of football. Cool. You've got us to this point. Now take us on to that next level. Be more open.
Yeah, but I'm worried about these not winning anything.
I know, we all worry about that.
All of a sudden now... put it this way, right? All of a sudden, for instance, in the Champions League, they're a different proposition with him in charge because he's won it twice and he knows how to set up teams in those sort of competitions, right? So they're going to be a different type of team in that.
He played with Manchester United in the Champions League.
If they dropped out of the Champions League and into the Europa League, there'll be a threat to win that as well.
Whoopie-doo. Why should we be worried? I'm not worried. I'm genuinely not worried in any way, shape or form.
Don't you think...
He had a Champions League team in Manchester United. What did they do in the Champions League? He had all that money and that squad in the Premier League. They couldn't even finish above us. All right? So I'm going by what I've just seen, not Jose Mourinho.
They finished second in the league one year.
Yeah, but what'd you get out of it? What do you want for that? Finishing second. We finished second behind Leicester the year they won it.
And remember he said at the time, he goes, I finished second with this team. And he goes, it's one of my best achievements.
Yeah? Let me explain something.
What have they done since?
Yeah, but hold on, let me explain something to you.
They didn't even get in the top four the next year.
Sir Alex Ferguson had a worse team than that in his last year at Man United and he won the league. That's a bigger achievement.
Yeah, but
come on, man. No, I'm going.
I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried.
You're always worried.
No,
you're
listen.
Always worried. You're always worried about everything.
No, be real.
I'm being real. I'm going by what I know.
You've got to be a little bit worried. He's had a year out. He's had, or nearly a year out. He's had time to recharge his batteries, right? When he was at Man United, he was living out of a hotel in Manchester.
Oh, it's hard life,
right?
isn't it? It's like a $3,000 a night hotel.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly,
it's still a hotel.
Staying in a bedsit or something like Tao gets you when we go European games.
It's still not your house though. So it's not, you know what I mean? You're not with your family. You're not at your house, right? He's going to be in London. He's got a house in London. He's very familiar with London, obviously, in his time at Chelsea. He looks a more relaxed guy at the moment.
Yeah.
He looks more refreshed.
That's fine.
He looks like a guy that...
Take a picture of him after 10 Premier League games and he'll look like he's been dragged through a hedge. Seriously, the same thing.
Know,
we've
man.
all seen it.
I've
seen all them pictures of him at Manchester United. He was there, all fresh-faced, Carrington, holding up the shirt. Half a season later, he looks like some dishevelled. You know what I mean? This is football, man. Look,
this
at the
is
end
a
of the
different
day,
grade of manager.
Yes, he is a different grade.
Tottenham have never had a manager like this that has won 2 Champions Leagues. That is a winner. That guy doesn't go to clubs to come second. He doesn't go to clubs to come in the top 4. But he goes to clubs to win.
But he went to Manchester United and finished second.
He went
to Manchester United.
He didn't achieve what he went there to do. You're right about that. But he did win things. He's going to club. One of the things that we've had over these lot, they never win anything. You know what I mean? Even I remember. There's a thing that was making me laugh, right? As I was listening to Talk Sport the other day. And I remember I went on there one time, right? I think it's Andy Jacobs, Jason Cundy's show, right? And it's me and it was this Tottenham fan, right? It was a North London derby. And they were going on about Pochettino this and Pochettino that. And this is when we still have Wenger. And I turned around to him, I said, Pochettino. And they were saying how great a manager is, right? And I said to him, Pochettino's not great. So he's very good. Very good up-and-coming manager. Very good manager. He's done well with Tottenham, but he's not a great manager. He's not won anything. He's never won anything. And they were like, oh, come on, fit Robbie, he's better than Wenger. I said, no, he's not. I said, Wenger has won things. All right, he's on the decline now, but he's won. This guy's never won anything. And I remember they were, all 3 of them were, they couldn't believe what I was saying, right? Then I was listening during the week, and they had all these pundits on there, both there and on 5 Live, and they were going, oh, the one thing, he never won anything. He's never won anything. Mourinho is a winner. Poch didn't win anything. You saw that afterwards the memes that were coming out and all the little captions about him being there for 5 years and not winning anything. But this guy Mourinho now, we know he is a winner. He is a winner. You know what I mean? Pochettino, I think, did do a good job there because he got them challenging, right? But he didn't win anything. But this guy, he'll get him challenging, and there's a possibility he can win things.
I'm not so confident of it. I'm not so.
You don't think he'll get him challenging?
I don't.
Why?
Because I just feel that there's bigger problems with Spurs with moving to the new stadium, £900 million in debt, players' contracts running out. You might get them playing for a few weeks and they might have a little bit of a rejuvenation. Same thing happened under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he went to Manchester United.
Come on,
I'm saying there's that. I'm not saying he is a Solskjaer.
You're saying a lot of these things hoping.
I'm saying when new managers come in, there's that rejuvenation, there's that buzz, but it quickly wears off. And I just don't think that he's gonna have the resources that he normally has, which is what he is accustomed to, and I feel that him and Levy are just going to clash.
Is he a better manager than Unai Emery?
What, Jose Mourinho? Yeah, because of what he's won. He's won the bigger trophies. Unai Emery's won.
If he came in and he had Arsenal's team right now that Unai Emery's got, would he be doing better with it?
I don't know.
Come on, man. Just be real.
No, because
be real. I know he's Tottenham. I know you don't want to say, but be real, man.
No, because Robbie, listen to me, yeah? I'm going by his most recent. Yeah, I'm not going by Jose Mourinho when he was at Chelsea and Inter Milan, the first spell at Chelsea and that, and he was pissing the Premier League and whatever. I'm going by now. Yeah, if we talk about Arsene Wenger. Yeah, Arsene Wenger as a manager now is past his sell-by date. He's finished. He won't ever get those glory years back. Yeah, but if you give me Arsene Wenger from 1996, I'll take him all day long. but not the one now.
No, but
if you give Jose Mourinho from 10 years ago, I'll take him, but not now. So
I'll give you the Unai Emery of now.
Yeah.
And Mourinho of now.
Okay.
Take away.
All right, let me answer that. I'll answer it.
Take away your hatred of them.
I'm going to answer it. The Unai Emery of now and the Jose Mourinho of now, who finished higher in the league?
What, the last time? But who won the Europa League? Who won the Europa League? Who flopped in the final?
Yeah, but Unai Emery was not the manager of us when he won the Europa League. And yes, we did flop in the final.
No, we're going off of, like you said, go for their last things.
Okay, yeah, but we go that. But
right,
then
his last job, he won the Europa League, he won the League Cup, right?
But we can flip that. But we can flip that because we
nothing.
could say Emery won 3 in a row in the Europa League.
No, you said your last statement was go for their last job.
Yes, but you're going.
So his last job.
by.
We go by Mourinho's last job, Man United, and we go by Unai Emery at the moment. You're gonna tell me, take the hatred aside, take dislike of the man for all the things he said about Arsenal and Arsene Wenger over the years. Put that all to one side for a minute and just look at it purely from a business point of view.
I am.
Right? Would you appoint him, or would you have Unai Emery?
I wouldn't have either.
No, you got to choose one.
No, I can have a choice.
I'm saying
if I own the club, I do what I want. I represent my fucking self.
Listen,
it's like
you don't want to answer the question.
No, because I'm trying to say
you're sounding like Boris Johnson, Jeremy Corbyn,
here we don't
Joe
get,
Swinson all rolled up into one.
Please do not get political on the podcast.
You like them because
we're going to get people asking about whether we're Brexiting out or
no. If you notice, I mentioned all 3 leaders and there are other political parties as well.
I'm not getting involved.
Listen, you are like them because you're not answering the question.
What I'm trying to say to you is that I wouldn't want either of them. There's 3 choices you can make.
You've got to have one.
No, because you can't say that. You've got 3 choices, yeah? You can have one, the other, or neither. I choose neither.
No.
I'm sorry,
I asked the question, and the question I asked...
And I'm answering it how I want to.
Would you rather have... Well, that's it. You see, that just tells me that you would have Mourinho.
No, I wouldn't.
I
would have neither of them. Neither of them would take us to where we want to go. End of. I gotta
be 100% honest. I'll answer it then. Here, right now, if you said to me, taking away, and everybody knows I don't want Mourinho. I didn't want Mourinho at Arsenal, even though I was starting to consider it when I was seeing things going really bad. But every time I kept thinking about all the things he said, I was just like, he wouldn't work. And I think as well, this is going to be problems for Tottenham as well, and that fans don't really like Mourinho. So if he's going brilliantly, it'd be fantastic. But if he's not, you're right. That's going to be, they'll turn against him quickly, right? And Tottenham seems to be the only team that will take cast-offs. I mean, they took George Graham. They've taken the other, and now they're doing it again with Mourinho. But I just look at it, I'll say, if it comes down to the 2 managers, Jose Mourinho's on another planet. To Unai Emery. He's a winner. He's won multiple league titles. He's won, Champions League twice. He's won the title in various different countries. He is a winner. We know that he's a winner. We do know that when he comes in, he's going to get more out of those players.
But I've already told you,
and if he gets more out of those players, I am worried that Tottenham, with a new stadium, new training ground, now an elite manager, are going to be a serious threat to Arsenal.
Nope.
Serious. If he gets that right, we got problems.
No, the only problems we've got are within our own house. I'm not worried about Spurs. If we get Emery out, appoint the right man.
Would you have Pochettino?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. Just because I know it'll boil so much piss. It'd be amazing. It would be right up there with Sol Campbell. It would. Could you imagine Pochettino coming to Arsenal and actually winning a trophy with us? It would be meltdown.
It sounds
and
good.
And that's the side of it. But
actually, I want to do a poll on this today.
Yeah, would you take
Would
Pochettino?
you take Pochettino at Arsenal?
Yeah.
If we say got rid of Emery, would you have Pochettino?
Because this is the thing, right? What we can say about Pochettino is that he came into Spurs when, they were Spurs. the great pretenders, the maybes, the got potential. And over the last 5 years, okay, he hasn't won a trophy, but what he has done is elevate them as a club. They finish above us. They got to a Champions League final. They're playing a good style of football. I just feel that in the last year, there's some issues behind the scenes. Maybe not his own personal issues, because it seems very much like the players were good with him and there was a respect there. I think that there's this whole talk of Eriksen, Vertonghen, players' contracts, and I feel that the problem was more Levy and Pochettino than Pochettino and the players.
Well, they never ever gave him the money to keep on,
No, because he basically said, look, I've got you to a Champions League. He basically said, look, you gave me no players. I got us to a Champions League final. We're back in the Champions League after finishing in the top 4. You gave me no players to achieve this. So now, can you go and back me so I can take the next step? And he never backed him. And it kind of went from there. And that's from the Spurs mates of mine that I've spoken to, they've said that, all the talk is that it's Levy and Pochettino, not the players or anything. The players are gutted. They all loved him and respected him. And
do you think he'd do a good job at Arsenal, wouldn't he?
Listen, what I will say is that he's not going to be short of offers.
But would you
I would.
Apart from just,
I would.
sticking it on Spurs, but would you take him
I would. I genuinely would. He is Spurs' most successful manager since Bill Nicholson. And for all of the older lot, the younger lot, that don't know who Bill Nicholson is.
Actually, George Graham won a league.
He won a trophy there. You know what I mean? So, but what I mean is like, obviously, Bill Nicholson, he's the one that actually, won. I'm saying you're never going to see what he won in colour, but
you won them the league.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to go and look in black and white. There's a lot of places now in this day and age that can actually convert black and white into colour if you want to feel better. But he is their most successful manager since then, and I would say it's a very, very, very small minority of Spurs fans that are glad that he's gone. The mass percentage are gutted he's gone. Genuinely gutted. And they're angry. They're angry with Daniel Levy. And a lot of them want him out.
Daniel Levy shown more balls, though, than our board, right? Because, you
can say
whatever has been going on behind the scenes and that something ain't right, yeah? I think, was it 24 points from their last 25? They've hardly won a game.
It's been from last season, from the end of last season. It's very similar to us.
Yeah, they're sitting 14th in the league, and he's acted.
Yeah.
He's acted. This guy, he knows that the fans love him, right? He knows what he's done over the years, but you saw his statement. He's like, you know what? The results ain't been right, and we need to be. And then by the next day, he's got Mourinho in. Now,
I think that was already
contrast that with our board, right? They've just given a vote of confidence to Unai Emery and said, we're confident he's going to turn it around. I do still
feel he's going to be gone by Christmas.
Yeah, but then if he is gone by Christmas, they've missed out on a potential of, I know you wouldn't have wanted him here.
I don't think Mourinho was ever
could have been a potential target.
I think that the model of Arsenal is a more younger, youthful approach in that sense. Unai Emery's not old either, remember that, but I feel that Emery's appointment was more involved with the Gazidis period. He was one of the guys that brought him here. It's a new thing. I feel that if Arsenal are going to get rid of Emery, they will go with the younger approach. So you're looking at managers at Leipzig. I can never pronounce his name. I know you will. The guy at Leipzig. It's him. Ten Hag. Because the older managers, it's becoming a dying breed.
However, right, they acted decisively.
Yes, they acted decisively. Right? Well done.
Why aren't we act decisively?
Because obviously, because look,
would anybody have been as upset if after the no one would have been upset when the international break came after the Leicester game? The board would have said, you know what?
No one would have been upset.
To make a change.
No one would have been upset because he's not done anything like Pochettino has done at Spurs.
He's under extreme pressure now, isn't he? He was under pressure before.
Oh yeah, he is.
But now that Mourinho has rocked up on the other side of North London, it puts Unai Emery now
under even more pressure.
Under more pressure. He's really under the spotlight.
Yeah.
You got a guy over there, at Tottenham who's all right. He may piss the press off, but he's box office with the press in comparison to our guy who finds it very difficult to communicate, not through any fault of his own, just because of the language barrier, right? So, and then if the results don't go right and the results start going right over at Tottenham, he's going to be under extreme pressure.
Yeah, he will be. He's under extreme pressure now, but it's just...
I think this has just ramped it up though, hasn't it?
That's what I said, it adds to it, but... Look, I still think he's gone by Christmas. I still feel that Arsenal have got a plan. They're never going to come out and tell you any differently to what they've told you. It's all media stuff and, working...
It's all right about gone by Christmas. I mean, the board might look, they may...
No, but
people might be calling for their heads as well, because
but we had this discussion last week.
Things haven't improved, but this changed the dynamic, this Mourinho thing.
We had this conversation last week, didn't we?
We did.
We had it.
But I think the Mourinho thing's changed the dynamic, because it's almost like... It's like Tottenham have stolen a march on Arsenal.
No, I don't think so. I think Arsenal have their idea of where they want to go after Unai Emery. I feel that it's already in place. I genuinely do believe as well there is real seriousness to Mikel Arteta taking over. I genuinely believe that. I feel that could be the route they go. Even Per Mertesacker recently...
They've got Mourinho over there and we bring in Arteta.
Listen, you can't... Look, let's not look at certain things, and
you have to look at these things.
You can look at it, but at the end of the day, you've got to trust the process. If it's not worked, let them try again. Look, listen, that's what you've got to do, because if they're doing things to make change, fine.
What has Arteta done to?
No, not. But you may look at it and say, the years he's worked under Pep Guardiola, his style, he was looking back on it now. It was him and Unai Emery that were the two front runners for the job before. I think most of us would have took Arteta now. Do you know what I mean? And
do you remember that guy who was number 2 to what's his name? Ancelotti. He's number 2 to Ancelotti at Bayern.
Oh, Clement. Yeah.
He's number 2 to him.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
He's number 2 to him at Real Madrid. And then when he stepped out on his own, and they gave his, he must be good because English manager number 2.
But you never know.
He's been terrible.
No, but I'm saying you can't.
By Derby.
But you can't. But we got so many comparisons. We can look at, when Arsene Wenger first came to the club, how many of us sat there and were like, "Oh, well, great appointment, lovely." All of us sat there and were like, "Arsene who?" We were like fuming at the appointment.
I wasn't.
Oh, shut up, Robbie.
Yeah,
because you followed the J League, didn't you?
I knew all about what he'd done.
Fool. Where did he come from?
I knew all about what he'd done in Japan.
Where did he come from?
I can't pronounce it.
Grand Passate?
Grand Passate, that's it, yeah, Grand Passate.
I can't pronounce Grand Passate, you
But
fool.
listen, he came with, yeah, all right, it was Japan, but he came with a...
You knew nothing about Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit different then, because it's different because you didn't really have that sort of super manager that you've got now.
Stop trying to get yourself out of the hole, all right? Look,
I didn't know nothing about it.
There's a lot of comparisons.
I'll be honest, I didn't know nothing about it.
But the best way of saying it is that we could get Allegri in, right, who's proven, track record amazing, and it might not work.
That's always the thing.
It's like signing a player.
But there's elite... This is what I'm trying to say, though, right? Where I just feel that Spurs have stolen a march on us on a bit, right?
Well, that's your opinion. Mine's different.
Right, because Mourinho is an elite manager. He's in the category... If you're drawing up a category of managers, he's in that elite
that's cool.
manager category, right? And he's now at Spurs. And I'm a bit worried about that.
Okay, well, you be worried. I'm not. You'd be worried.
I hope you're right.
I'm always right.
I hope you're 100% right, because if you're right, then it will all go wrong. There'll be a meltdown there. He'll flop. Amazing. They'll sack him. All the fans will be moaning about the style of football. That's what I'm hoping.
And then they'll employ Emery.
That's what I'm hoping. But then on the other hand, I'm starting to think, what if this guy starts to get some well-organised, hard to beat, which is what he normally does, and they actually win something?
But again, I will revert back to the time at Manchester United. They weren't hard to beat.
I hope you're right, man.
So it is what it is, man. Like I said, let's worry about our own problems in-house. Let's try and get through these next few weeks. Let's see what happens. If the change of manager happens, then the change of manager happens. We'll do what we need to do.
Let's talk about that. Southampton this weekend.
3 points, simple as that. I can't say no more. I really generally can't go into it.
I called it the other day.
Sakiko. Jesus Christ. My Lord.
No, because you've got two managers, right? That, one in Emery and also their manager. You know what I mean? If he loses that, he could get sacked. You know what I mean? The fans are still, upset with him, you know, and then you got our guy, obviously he's under a lot of pressure, and fans are going to expect us to win that very easily. They're going to be looking at it thinking, right, we expect 9-0 and that. But let's not forget, the other day when Southampton went to City, they gave him a few problems. They go 1-0 up.
Yeah.
I think it's 2-1 in the end, but they gave City problems.
They played them twice in the space of a week and gave them some problems. But what I'll say is that first and foremost, victory. 3 points. Anything less than that,
I think it has to be a stylish victory.
Well, what I'm saying is
to get the fans.
First and foremost is the 3 points. If we get anything less than 3 points, then Emery has to go immediately after the game against Southampton.
If it was a draw,
any result that's not a victory, Emery has to go after the game. End of.
And then imagine how that would look.
That is unacceptable, inexcusable. There's no getting around that. I don't care if we got 8 players on the pitch. This is what I'm saying, though.
This is what I'm saying. Imagine if they did do that. How would the board look? They would look like idiots. Because again, everyone's going to say, see, look what Tottenham did. Decisive.
Yes, but again,
boom,
I'm
quickly.
not listening to what they did. I don't care what they did.
I'm just, you know,
Let's
I'm giving
worry
you
about
scenarios.
ourselves. And I'm saying 3 points. Now, if we can get those 3 points with a certain style, an attack, and a bit of the handbrake release, which is the way I described it last week, then we can come out of there feeling like, okay, all right, cool. It's 1 down. Let's see how you get on next week. Let's see whether you revert back to Mr. Pragmatic, Mr. Handbrake, whether you are going to let the shackles off a little bit now. We've got to take it game by game.
Do you think he'll let the shackles off for that game? I just get the feeling he won't. I think he's still going to be...
I think he might not.
I still think it's going to be similar. And it really... I mean, I saw Torreira the other day playing for Uruguay.
Get me started, please, man.
Playing in his proper position.
How good was he?
Doing well against
and who was
Messi.
He playing?
Playing Argentina.
Exactly. I'm not having no one out there turning around and saying, oh, he's playing in DM against... fucking a team you can't pronounce, or he's playing in there against Argentina and Lionel Messi and all
Aguero, all those guys, and having a good game.
He was serious, and you know the.
And then he'll come back, and we won't. One, we probably won't even play him.
What's the recent thing that Torreira's come out with in the last day or so that I've heard the quotes him saying that he doesn't want to talk about anything other than Arsenal right now, and that's his focus. But we'll see when the window opens.
He's unhappy.
He's so unhappy.
It's obvious.
And his agent coming out and saying that he's playing out of position.
I'd be unhappy.
His manager, his agent is coming out and saying, basically calling out Unai Emery and saying, my client, my player, whatever you want to call him, is unhappy because you are playing him out of position.
Which he is. Would you have Xhaka back in there for that game? He scored.
He did look good, but that is a game where you can go.
Yeah, I was watching his game. I mean, the opposition gave him so much time and space; it was unbelievable.
There's one thing I'm going to say about Xhaka. Now, you know more than anyone, I've always supported the guy and backed him. All right, so if I give him any criticism or something, people can't have a go at me for getting on his back and whatever. I'm just seeing from the outside in and looking. But I've been looking very closely at his actions, shall we say, since the apology or statement, whatever it is, loss of captaincy. I feel that he's having sly digs at the club and the fans. I look at
every time
when he got through with Switzerland, it was all about thank you for the support from the fans, kind of like. Then there was one last week which was, insinuating about how well you can play when you've got the support of people, and there's sly veiled digs. I genuinely think he's gone. I think his time at Arsenal is done.
I think he's gone.
I think the only way that his time may still be at Arsenal is if Emery goes in the next month and someone comes in, puts their arm around him and says, this is how I want to use you. This is there's the door. Either one. But do you know what I mean? It's either, if Emery's still here, I do genuinely think that Xhaka's gone in January.
I said to you last week, I'll play Callum Chambers as a DM alongside Torreira.
I see some of the comments with that actually, because I like to have a look through, and people said that you're deluded for saying that.
How am I deluded?
I'm saying what the viewers said.
They may say I'm deluded.
You better cuss the viewers.
Last season, he played there for Fulham. And he was brilliant.
I know he was.
And we've seen Callum Chambers this season. Any task he's been given, he's done it with a plum. He's done excellently at right back, right, filling in there. When he's gone to centre back, he's done well. Mm-hmm. And if you said to him, right, want you to play that, and you know what? The other thing I was thinking about the other day, right? England at the moment don't really, Declan Rice isn't playing brilliantly. Maybe he could go in a position, and even fight his way into, if he played there regularly. But I would play him there. I agree with you on the Xhaka thing. It just seems to me like he wants out.
Yeah. I think the bridge has been burnt.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I look at his, he's changed his profile pictures to Switzerland, and I think he's going to have a really hard time coming back at Arsenal. If he comes back, the problem with Xhaka as well is the type of position he plays. He's not one of them positions that you can come back and have score 2 goals, and everyone says, "Oh, okay, let's give him another chance." Yeah, right? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think he's.
But then, in many ways, I think that maybe he should look at the example of Mustafi. I think the way that I think the abuse that Mustafi's got is probably worse than what Xhaka got.
Look at somebody like Jorginho at Chelsea, who last year got the same sort of stick that Xhaka got, right? Chelsea fans told me that a lot of times when his number went up, he got ironic cheers, yeah? He never reacted like Xhaka, but look at him now this season, how he's pivotal to how they're playing. Different manager, and how the fans now are loving him. You can turn things around. It's about taking ownership. Right, you can't just all the time blame everybody else. Oh, it's the fans. You take ownership. You're a professional footballer.
I just think that it's gone a little bit petulant.
Well, petulance ain't going to get you far. You know what I mean? You've got to look into yourself.
And like I said, I've always stuck up for the guy. I've always stuck up because
I've always stuck up for him.
There is a player in there, and I do rate him, and there is a player, and people can't deny that. But I just feel, looking on it now, my personal opinion right now is that I just feel that maybe. Or not even maybe, but I genuinely just feel now that the Premier League is not suited to Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, and we're getting linked with, we were linked with a guy at Borussia Mönchengladbach, and even talks about him going back to Gladbach, and this guy coming the other way.
Back to Gladbach.
Back to Gladbach.
You've got that one out.
We've been linked with a couple of defensive midfielders over the past couple of weeks. So,
maybe there's that option. Maybe we can get a bit of money and another player.
The manager, like you said, has to let the handbrake off this week. We want to see a performance. We want to see goals. However, everyone's looking on that and saying it's an easy win, and normally we always beat them at home. But like you said,
see, there's another thing as well. The other thing as well, I was watching Nicolas Pepe for Ivory Coast, and I watched the penalty that he won in the game. Ball in front of him, driving at players, completely just bamboozling them round, doing what he loves doing.
Yeah.
But Arsenal, he gets the ball given to his feet with his back to goal.
Don't play to his strength.
Nicolas Pepe is not a player that you play the ball into his feet and expect him. Lionel Messi's that kind of player. You can play the ball into his feet with his back to goal. He can turn, run, drive, go around. That's his style, right? Nicolas Pepe's style is not to receive the ball with a defender behind him. It's to receive the ball in front of him with a defender in front of him. Then he can do what he's doing. But we're not playing to his strengths, man.
We're not playing to his strengths. We're not playing to Aubameyang's strengths. We're not playing to Torreira's strengths. We're not playing to who else? Half the team. Ceballos' strengths. I don't know. It's just not right at the moment. And this is a huge game for Unai Emery, and it's a huge next couple of weeks. As we spoke about it on the show last week. Norwich next after that. Again, the expectations is 3 points. Won't be easy. They beat City there as well. I know it's a while back, but they'll be refreshed after the international break. We don't know what sort of Norwich is going to be, but it'll be a tough game. We've been terrible on the road. Right? And then after that, was it West Ham? Right? No, sorry, Brighton, I think.
Brighton,
and then West Ham. Right? So the expectation is those next 3 games. I think the expectations from the fans is 9 points.
Someone was, do you know what? I see a really random report the other day saying that the West Ham game might be called off.
I saw that as well, yeah.
Because something about an unexploded World War II bomb or something's been found near the stadium or something.
So how comes their game's on this week then?
Don't know. Maybe they're not worried about the fans.
I don't know about that.
I have no idea. It's really random. I was actually checking it first. I'm going, it ain't April the 1st, is it? What's going on here?
It was. I saw that. It was very random. I did see
really random. And it was
shut down Westfield as well for the day.
Mate, they're never going. Listen, it's nearly December. There's no way they're shutting Westfield down. For anyone that don't live in London and know about Westfield, go there in December. You will have the worst time of your life. This is why I do online shopping. Simple as that. I literally go through it. Yeah, buy that. Christmas done. Thank you very much. And a lot of these places online, they even offer the wrapping service. It's perfect. You just have to write on the card. Even some of them, it's like when you buy flowers. You tell them what message you want. Don't need to do nothing.
You buy flowers, huh?
Hey.
I'm actually buying flowers.
Hey, listen.
This is a romantic DT.
Shut up, you fool. It ain't Valentine's yet.
Now tell us about these flowers. So when did you buy those?
Hey, listen, you gotta keep the lady sweet, innit? You got football so much, you do so much. You know what it's like. You gotta just like.
So you bought a flowers to say.
On holiday, odd little, surprises, flowers, all that kind of stuff.
Because I'm sure the people want to hear this softer side of you. So, like, what? If you've gone to a few games and you like order some flowers and you say,
yeah,
hey baby.
That's gonna be a meme. Hey baby, you sound like Barry White.
Here are these flowers. Just wanted to say thank you for all
your support.
All your support. When I'm at the games, you're there looking after the children and that, and the house and everything. So these flowers and these box of chocolates are for you.
God, take you seriously, man.
I'm just trying to get inside your head. You know what I mean?
No one can get inside my head. But no, that's
I like this, man. It's like a romantic side.
You got to, ain't you? It's that.
What else do you get?
Do you remember last year?
Flowers.
Do you remember last year when we played Sporting Lisbon in Portugal? I took my whole family to Portugal for holiday for the week because it was during the school term, school holiday period. So I literally took the whole family to Albufeira for the week. Even like in-laws and everything else all went there for a holiday, and then on the morning of the game jumped in a car, drove to Lisbon, watched Arsenal, drove back, carried on my holiday for a few days, and then we all come home because it was an opportunity to be able to mix the both, because it's very rare that you get to do family stuff along with the football side of things. So it was an opportunity to just have a nice little break.
Softer side, man.
Hey, listen, man. I'm not hard-edged as some people might think, man. I'm a family man. I'm a father.
Do you run a bath out and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, with bath bombs and all that kind of stuff. Know what I mean?
Put petals in it and things like that.
Nah, not the petals, man. Bath bombs. That's the new thing, man. They got all different free. I even have some of that stuff myself. I have Radox baths, everything, man. Know what I mean? Got to unwind.
And do you take us shopping and things like that?
Huh?
Shopping?
Nah, I do it online.
And
it's easier.
Restaurants, you take out.
Oh yeah, restaurants, everything.
Take out for a meal and.
Yeah, it's like date nights.
And when you do that, do you say, right, we're not going to discuss anything about football?
No, we don't even have our phones out. There's no phones, no nothing.
No phones.
Put away.
Oh, that's why sometimes I try to get hold of you in the evening. I can't get you.
No, I just ignore you.
Oh.
I just ignore
I'm trying
you.
to find
I look
out.
at my phone, I'm like, what the fuck does he want?
No. I'm starting to find out the romantic side of you now.
Yeah. Hey, listen. There's people out there that obviously, they only ever know you because of AFTV and you on camera. And they always see this, hard-faced, edgy person that's ranting and moaning and this, that, the other. But you got to realise people do have lives as well, I'm a family man. I've got kids and stuff like that. And my life is...
But I'm glad you're keeping the romance going, it's nice.
Hey, listen, man, you got to keep that romance going, innit? Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about, because at the end of the day...
What are you going to buy for Christmas?
Boy.
Arsenal top?
Boy.
His and hers?
That's a shout, actually.
DT on one.
You're such a dickhead. But no, you know what it is, right? Is that there's, at the end of the day, football, like Arsenal's my love. I love Arsenal. Arsenal, I've always said, is like a wife as well, because you have your good times, your bad times, you fall out, you're in love, you don't want to see them again, then you creep back round, and it's all like... But it's like, if you take football away, what's the most important thing in life? What's going to be there till the day you die? What's going to give you the most enjoyment? And it's your family, it's your kids. The reason why I work and the reason why I do what I do is for my children.
Well done, man.
So it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, people know I lost my brother when he was 41 years old. And the one thing that he was never able to sort out before he died, because it happened so quickly, was to put all the plans in place for his children and grandchildren. And like, they've got great lives now and everything's right, but he never got to set that because he just died. It happened so randomly. So my whole life is about making sure my children have got a future. So if I die tomorrow, they've got a house. They've got, you know, a business that they can take over or do this and do that. They don't have to worry. They can go and get their educations and live a life and be the best that they can be. And that's what life's all about. The be all and end all. Children, man, your family.
Preacher now.
Preach, man.
Maybe you have been going to church, you know what I mean? You're lying. But
it shook you a bit, didn't it?
Huh? No. That's nice. That's nice.
Robbie's like, right, this is the calm side.
With all that, right?
We better fucking win this weekend. You know what I mean?
What do you like actually? What do you like when we lose?
Do you know what? Like, there were times like years ago, like when it was getting really bad under Wenger and that, where I just didn't want to talk to anyone. I was going home, my weekend was ruined, and it was just, I was finding it really difficult. I was trying to like take my mind away from Arsenal, but it was just so, unless you go to all the games and you're so, you know, it's not trying to say that you're a bigger fan than anyone else, but unless you're so emotionally attached to the club, you know, there's millions of fans for all kinds of clubs that will feel like I have, where you just feel like your weekend's ruined, like you don't want to talk to anyone.
No, I feel like that. I've got a lot better. I think years ago I used to be bad.
Yeah,
man.
but now
I think
now
I don't know. It's
I'm
almost
right.
like AFTV is a bit of a therapy for me.
Yeah, because you release what you need to do.
Do you know what it is, right? It's like sometimes I just feel like after the game I come out and I'm so upset.
Yeah.
Right. I remember last year the one I was the most upset about was when that Tottenham game, when we missed that last minute penalty, man.
Yeah.
Because for a minute I was thinking yes. And then
you get that high and then the low,
and then they were all there giving it, and I come out of the ground and some little idiot come up to me, say, "Oh, you're gonna make a load of money now, ain't you, Robbie?" I was like, mate, I felt like punching this guy. I was so angry, right? And then I came over and I was just so deflated. And I was chatting to the fans, and actually chatting to the fans and listening to people like you and the other guys hurting as much as me. Just sometimes it's like, at least I'm glad that everybody,
we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, other people feel like how I feel.
Yeah.
So I've managed to sort of get a bit better at it, but it used to be my whole weekend was done, man.
Yeah.
I would get home,
I know what you're saying.
And then I didn't watch no match of the day, no football, nothing.
I still don't do none of that. But the one thing what I do when we lose now and stuff like that, I just look at the positives in my life. I look at it and sit there and say, you know what, I'm going home, and when I get home, my children are there.
Yeah.
You know, they might be in bed, give them a kiss, good night, boom.
Do you know, I actually
That's
as well,
life.
because my son as well plays, like a lot of times I'm like, yeah, well, at least I'll go and watch him play tomorrow. I mean, you know, I'll get some enjoyment out of that, or, you know, you things to take your mind off of it. And recently, we've had to be looking a lot to those sort of things, and we don't want to be looking like that this weekend. 3:00 kickoff, he has to win, doesn't he? So just going back to what you said, so you're saying that if he loses or draws the game, he should go.
Should be gone. There's no excuse not to get 3 points against Southampton. Absolutely none. No disrespect to Southampton, but you're coming to the Emirates. It's not your place where we predominantly play crap when we go there. We got a good record against Southampton at Emirates. Go get the win. End of. Can't say no more than that.
Right. Well, we'll see. The game's coming up this weekend, as we know. 3:00 kickoff, which is a rarity on a Saturday. We'll be there, of course. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I want to get your vote on it, right? I want to get your vote on what I asked earlier about, you know, would you have Pochettino as Arsenal's next manager? I'd really love to hear that. Don't forget, people have been asking about merch. It's in the shop right now if you want to get hold of any of that stuff for Christmas. Get online.
Yeah, and of course you can buy DTFC merch as well. Don't forget about that.
Right, you know, get online. The links will be in the description if you want to do that for a nice little Christmas present. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully, Arsenal will be on the way back you know, with a big win. And the pressure's on now. Now that over there on the other side of North London, they brought in Mourinho. The pressure is, I mean, if you ever wanted a reason to hate them even more, I mean, now that they got Mourinho, I mean, it's double hate. So it's going to be an interesting next few months.